after that because
yeah,
friendships were formed and it became completely positive. So stay with us because we'll be back with more of Kate right after this. Welcome back. You're watching the first Big Brother Live Eviction for 2007. And on stage with me is our first evictee for the year, Kate. I am so glad you're here. Well, I'm not glad you're evicted. It's just nice to have a chat.
It's actually nice to be here. I was looking forward to this part of the whole process ever since I first auditioned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so difficult. I know I would have freaked out in the house. And I know girls have hormones that go all over the place
hormones, Gretel. I had hormones.
You know, I think girls should be I think they should be safe if they're going through any sort of hormonal time they do, because they're not themselves.
I know.
I just absolutely think, don't judge people by this.
Oh, I know, but you can't say to the boys, you know, I've got hormonal problems right now, don't judge me, because they can't do anything else but judge you.
That's exactly what they've got to be doing. What you needed was immunity somehow in that first week.
I needed to win Friday night games. I'm so bad at Friday night games.
You gave it a bash.
That's one good thing about being evicted. I don't have to do that ever again.
No, but I liked watching you do that.
Oh,
and anyway,
so
we're looking back as though, that was terrible, but actually, it wasn't. The first week, I completely related to you being in a foreign land.
Yeah, I was.
And then a strange thing happened. Now, Big Brother set a task in the house. Yep. Are you happy to talk about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, shall we have a look at the tape?
Yep.
You happy to look at that? And then we'll talk about
definitely.
it. Okay, let's take a look now.
It's gonna be okay. No? Kate, are you okay?
I lost a baby 18 months ago and I can't be in this environment.
I've obviously still got a lot of issues to work through, and coming in here I didn't realise that it was still that bad, but it is.
Housemates, Big Brother will not be continuing with this task.
Obviously Kate's in a bit of distress at the moment. Can we go and speak to her, or would you rather we didn't?
It'll be up to Kate if she wants to talk with you.
Okay. 18 months ago, I was pregnant and I lost my baby at the end of my pregnancy, and it was a really hard thing for me to go through, and it's still hard. It's just not something you can mention in passing conversation. I've been going on all week about how no one gets me, no one understands me, and it's because I can't be my true self in here and explain what I'm all about. I'm really sorry that I've been such a loudmouth, friggin' outspoken bitch all week, but it's probably just to make myself feel tough when I feel like I'm about to crumble.
Yeah.
Just the act of sharing something with this group of people has allowed me to see sides of them that I didn't know were there and that I perhaps wasn't willing to see beforehand. This experience has shown us that we can all care for each other, and we will care for each other when we need to. I feel surprisingly liberated by the whole thing.
You see, it was all right.
I know.
It was such an extraordinary thing that we could never have anticipated.
Yeah.
But I must say, I have full praise for you. I mean, first of all, standing up to saying, I can't do this task.
Yep.
That was very challenging, and you explained it to Big Brother, who said, well, we'll withdraw it.
Yeah.
And he, of course, asked you, are you okay if those conversations go on air? And you said yes. What was it like? When you told the people in the house, did you feel like you're going, this is really me?
Yeah, in a way. It was hard because it's always a hard story to tell because people don't expect it. I'm just like a single girl, so why would anyone think that about me? But and also there are people on the outside who I love very much, who I've met since it happened, who I haven't told about it, and who will just be going, why wouldn't you have told me that? That was very hard for me. But telling the story was very good because it just allowed me to feel a bit freer in general. And I never thought I'd tell the story on Big Brother, but maybe that's kind of why I was there. Do you know what I mean? Just to let go of that and just to say to the world, okay, this happened to me. It was a really awful thing that probably I'll never get over. But and someone came up to me, I think it was Susanna afterwards, and said, there'll be people out there who've gone through the same thing and who will be feeling like they're not alone. And so I guess I've been thinking about that and thinking when it does happen to you, you feel very alone, and you don't really know what to do or how to get over it. So I guess it's good that, I'm a positive person usually. Obviously I can be really cranky at times, but to come out and sort of say, okay, I've still got my life kind of together after that happened to me, I think is probably, I don't know, I felt positive about it for some weird reason.
Yeah, I think for many of us, mothers or girls who are aspiring to be mums or people who've lost babies or had these tragedies in our lives, we completely related. And it doesn't matter if it's a year and a half or 20 years. You kind of want to be able to say to wear a T-shirt that says, I've had a great loss in my life. But you can't. You have to get on with life. And it's interesting because it allowed them to see you in the house. Are you glad you had those conversations?
I don't know. Obviously, the fact that I left after 2 weeks, I probably just could have got through the rest of it just being a crazy woman and not had to tell my story. But, that's not what life's about, sort of pretending to be something other than you are. So I'm not upset. I'm glad I told the story because...
And in your diary room entry, which we all know on the website, the housemates give diary room entries, and you were saying that you were looking forward to being able to help other people who might have lost their babies with preeclampsia. Yeah,
well, preeclampsia is something that pregnant women don't get told about because hospitals don't want to interfere with the enjoyment of pregnancy, and it's something that I've felt really passionate about changing ever since it happened to me because I actually nearly died from it because I didn't know what it was and I didn't know how to recognise the symptoms, and so... I would like to do something about that in my life to just change the fact that no one's even told about this disease that can kill you and your baby, and it's a really horrible thing, and so you make other women aware of it.
Well, it's interesting because in the break you were saying, the house was so tough and being in there, and why did you go in there, and we were just chatting about it. But for a short journey, it's been an incredibly rewarding one, not just for you, but for many people watching you. So I want to thank you for that.
No, it was a good opportunity for me. I think that was, looking at it now, that was probably the reason I was in there. Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of say, okay, to tell my story in a way.
Yes, I do know completely.
You know what I mean?
And the beauty of it is, consciously or otherwise, and I doubt it was conscious, new friendships were able to be formed and you were more free. So let's have a look because then we started to see Happy Kate. Yeah, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I'm doing it with my pets now.
My opinion of Kate has changed dramatically.
She's definitely trying and she's come out of her shell a lot. I am seeing a little bit of a different side from her.
Kate has really come out of her shell and I think has let go a lot of the anger and a lot of the apprehension that she might have had coming into the house.
I honestly believe it's kind of water under the bridge now. We're still very different, but I don't think there's a huge problem there.
I think she said things that day and other days because she really is having a hard time.
And the more time I spend in the house, the more I value people who are overly opinionated like that because I think that that's an important trait in a place like this.
She just wants to find people that understand her a bit more, and when you don't find people that understand you, well, I'm sure that you would let off with some words and that type of stuff.
She hasn't changed who she is as a person so much, but she's changed the way she's acting, and it's a really pleasant change.
It's a crazy time. We're going to be back after this break and we've got lots more for you. We'll see you in a minute. Welcome back. You're watching the first live eviction of 2007 and with me on stage now is our first evictee for the series, Kate. Now, we have gone through a journey sitting here. We've had the highs and the lows and the changes and the relationships, the friendships and the revelations. All in all, are you glad you went in the Big Brother house?
Yeah, definitely, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you get the chance to go in. I'm not happy with how it went, personally for me, but the experience of seeing it from the inside is something
you can't describe. It was a real privilege to be asked to be part of the cast of Housemates, and oh yeah, I mean, it was definitely worth it.